The loyalty king himself, Papoose, is said to have collapsed to the ground upon witnessing the one thing he never imagined he would see in his lifetime: the block captain and Remy Ma together in bed, not in a studio, not on stage, not in a dream, but in a hotel bed under covers captured on surveillance. What if I told you that the man who waited outside a prison for 6 years through snow, scandal, and silence simply watched his entire world fall apart because of one hidden camera? The footage simply leaked, and it's brutal. What was supposed to be a private trip turned into a public humiliation. If this leaked video is real, and all the evidence suggests that it is, then we are not just talking about cheating. Rather, we are talking about the greatest betrayal in hip-hop relationship history. Stay put, because what you are about to hear will change everything. Let's be clear. This is not just drama. It is a full-blown betrayal masterpiece brought to you by the same people who once gave us black love goals. But more importantly, how long has Papoose been blind to the truth? Let me paint the picture for you, Papoose. Our Brooklyn-born ride or die has been supporting Remy Ma since the mixtape era. He stood by her through jail time, court trials, cheating allegations, beefs, and bar battles. Now, however, that picture-perfect frame is cracked and shattered, and the pieces are covered in scandal, because guess who just got caught in the most humiliating way possible? Simple. The block captain, one hotel, one bed, and one very high-resolution security camera. The whole thing happened in a luxury penthouse suite in downtown Atlanta, the type of suite where the sheets cost more than your rent and the room does not disturb permanently engraved in the headboard. Remy was reportedly in town for a private business meeting, so this isn't a mixtape beef. This is bedroom betrayal captured in 4000 and apparently played back to Papoose like a movie he never auditioned for. According to an anonymous source from inside the hotel who were just going to call room service Rico. It all makes sense now, because that night, when Papoose was allegedly at home filming content for his latest book launch, Remy was preparing for something more than a rap battle. If you remember those awkward interviews where people asked Remy about Eazy and she suddenly forgot how to use words, that's the same guy who happened to be in the same city as Eazy, the block captain, the guy that fans were already suspicious about when Remy started managing him. Literal War. Remy and Eazy were reportedly rebranding positioning strategies in a king-sized bed, but wait, it gets worse. According to security footage purportedly taken from the penthouse hallway camera, Remy arrives alone just before midnight, wearing all black and keeping her face tucked into a hoodie. Eazy arrives 22 minutes later with nothing but a phone and an attitude, and they remain in the room for 7 hours without any staff entering, no delivery, no hair or makeup crew, just darkness, silence, and betrayal simmering behind closed doors. Now you're probably thinking, well, maybe they were just discussing lyrics, maybe they were simply exhausted, and maybe that leaked audio clip of Eazy whispering was part of a new freestyle. Let's not be stupid. This wasn't a writing session. Rather, it was an erasing session, erasing vows, erasing trust, erasing every last bit of loyalty Papoose poured into that woman as if his life depended on it. However, the final slap in the face wasn't just the act. According to inside sources, Papoose learned about it when he received a call from a hotel security guard. 2 days after the incident, the manager was alerted to unusual behavior involving 2 high-profile guests. At first, he thought it was fraud, assuming that someone had used his card. However, in a manila envelope marked "Watch this alone," he reportedly received a USB drive anonymously delivered to his doorstep. The footage on that drive is exactly what you're scared of. Papoose has always been renowned for his composed manner and placid reactions. Said that when seeing the video, he collapsed to his knees in the center of his living room. According to one source, he didn't talk for more than 3 hours. Another claimed that he tried calling Remy, but she didn't answer, but she did post a mysterious Instagram story with the caption, "Sometimes silence is protection." protection from the facts, because this isn't a simple oops case. Rather, it's a strategic scandal in which someone was planning to leave a long-term marriage quietly without submitting any papers, and now, because of an inquisitive hotel employee and an extremely talkative flash drive that everyone knows about, and fans aren't holding back on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and comments like Eazy, the home wrecker captain Papoose didn't wait 6 years for this black love to officially cancel. That USB was a nuke. The betrayal wasn't just shocking, it was cinematic, a real-life Netflix series in the making. And let's not forget that this isn't the first time these three have been caught up in some triangle tension. Remember the battle rap brawl last summer, where rumors started after Remy and Eazy were too friendly backstage? Or the 2024, it appears that Papoose was the only person without a copy of the script at the BET Awards after party in 2020. But what's really scary is that if what leaked, what else was kept secret? Was this a one-time error or the tail end of something deeper, longer, and colder? Just when you thought that was enough, the footage actually surfaced. We're talking about night vision, 2 angles, audio feed, and timestamp running the full surveillance. The video was taken from a private employee-only security database, and according to the anonymous uploader, it was like a grenade thrown into the most devoted couple in hip-hop. Let's break it down. The video purports to show Remy Ma entering the suite at 11:47 p.m., leaving her hoodie on until she closes the door, then dropping her bag and taking off her jacket. She appears tense, pacing within 20 minutes. He walks in without knocking or hesitation, as if he had a key or had been there before, and then comes the part that silenced fans. The two exchange what seems to be a very familiar greeting, but instead of an embrace or a handshake, they kiss slowly and deliberately, suggesting that this isn't the first time they've crossed this line. The kiss lasts for almost 12 seconds, long enough for even the online skeptics to stop defending it. They leave the camera and head for the bedroom. An hour later, the footage picks up motion again, but this time it's audio that changes everything. The clip ends there, but the internet did not discover it within hours of the footage being leaked. The microphone, obviously activated by movement, picks up a line whispered by Eazy that sends shockwaves across every social platform. You know he was never supposed to find out like this. Not if he finds out. But maybe he knows he was never supposed to find out like this. That one sentence flipped everything because it was no longer just a mistake. It was a calculated betrayal. A premeditated secret between two people who had been playing Papoose like a background character in marriage. Hashtag begin trending. Hashtag Remy and Eazy. Hashtag Papoose deserves better. Hashtag see August Hin 4K. Hashtag blacklist dead. Even verified accounts jumped in. An anonymous rapper posted on X, and we all saw how she looked at him during Chrome 23. Stop acting like this is new, a battle. Rap blogger tweeted, "This isn't just messy, it's evil. The writing was on the wall for months, and we weren't paying enough attention." There was that now famous press conference clip where Remy was asked if her relationship with Eazy was strictly professional, and she paused before saying, "He's just talented." People applauded, but now that laugh came out as a confession, and Eazy has been dropping coded bars for more than a year, including, "I built my brand off loyalty and flipped it when they weren't loyal back." Fiction, but it turned out to be foreshadowing. While fans online were occupied deciphering the lyrics, was already responding. According to an insider close to Remy, a stylist who allegedly worked with her on set last month, she had been emotionally distant from Papoose for months. It seemed as though he was her manager rather than her husband. She took calls by herself, left early, and never smiled when he was around. However, when Eazy arrived, the entire atmosphere changed. Another source from Eazy's own camp who asked to be called the plug confirmed that they had been dating since the beginning of the year, stating that everyone knew they weren't even attempting to hide it off camera. The only person who didn't receive the memo was "Here's where things go completely haywire, Papoose." A phony but believable screenshot of purported text messages between Remy and Eazy started making the rounds online, and although it hasn't been confirmed, it contains statements like, "Remy, I'm afraid of hurting him." "Eazy, you already did, but not allowed." Another message, time-stamped only a week prior to the leaked footage, reads, "One night turned into something I can't walk away from. Whether these are real or not, it is almost irrelevant. The damage is done." Their joint Instagram fan page, Mackey's Forever, posted a black screen with the caption, "We're taking a break from posting until further notice. Please respect their privacy." Meanwhile, Papoose has reportedly gone completely silent, with no posts, statements, or press. Instead, only one mysterious person unfollowed Remy Ma's page, and within hours, she unfollowed him back. Is all that is required in the court of public opinion. Be mindful of their privacy, as the entire internet is occupied with obtaining and replaying that footage. Fat Joe went live on Instagram that same night, not naming anybody, but saying, "When you let a little flame play too close to the fire, don't cry when the house burns down." Meanwhile, Ray's former rival Lady Luck posted a meme of a hospital bed with the caption, "Papoose right now after watching that tape. If you thought celebrities would remain silent, think again." Eazy at a local bar 2 days later, taking selfies with people while drinking as if nothing had happened. There was no regret, no silence, and no apology. This is not just a scandal. It is ego. This is carelessness. This is the kind of betrayal that becomes a cultural reset. The public has already made their decision, and Remy is not on the winning side. But there is still one question that remains. Why release this footage now, after all these months? Some claim it was a hotel employee seeking retribution, while others, however, the truth is buried beneath layers of lies, late-night whispers, years of pretending, and the consequences that haven't even begun yet, because what happens when public betrayal turns into legal fallout? When the most devoted man in hip-hop decides he's finally had enough, that's what we'll find out next. Saying a word, and some wild theories suggest Remy herself leaked it subconsciously, sabotaging a marriage she'd already emotionally walked out of. Fallout when the same woman who made her name on Redemption is now making headlines for something much darker. Let's talk about the aftermath, because it's not just emotional. It's legal and financial and could end Papoose's career. According to sources close to him, his team is already consulting legal experts for reputational damage as well as divorce. Word is that he had signed several brand deals centered around hip-hop and black love loyalty, and even a scripted relationship podcast that was weeks away from production. All of this reportedly paused, according to one insider who leaked a screenshot of a production email where a sponsor withdrew, saying, "This recent press is not aligned with the values our brand represents." Remy Ma may have believed that her prison sentence years ago was the worst part of her life, but this betrayal has sparked a second public trial, but this time she's fighting the culture rather than the courts. Her Chrome 23 Battle Rap League is also facing backlash after 2 confirmed ticket holders publicly posted refunds with captions like "not supporting cheaters," and fans are now demanding Ray's most devoted fan base is split, with some defending her with remarks like "women deserve freedom too. It's not your business," or the well-known "y'all don't know what happens behind closed doors." However, since we now have access to leaked security footage, whispered audio, and a breadcrumb trail of deleted texts and unfollows, those doors are wide open. She should resign as creative head. Loyalty is a crown, but it doesn't mean a thing. He's leaning in with no apology or retreat, which, in the eyes of many fans, is adding fuel to a fire that could either burn him down or make him bigger than ever. What's inside isn't loyalty, it's chaos. As for Eazy the Block Captain, you'd think the scandal would put his rap career on life support, but in an odd turn of events, it's actually increasing his visibility. A family lawyer who has worked with several hip-hop couples said in an anonymous statement that isn't just a betrayal but a financial entanglement. If Papoose chooses to pursue legal action, Remy could lose more than just public respect. She could lose equity assets and exclusive rights to translation of upcoming projects they funded together. This one night in a hotel could cost her a piece of everything she's built since being released from prison, And fans aren't just watching, they're documenting it on social media timelines that have become archives. People are reposting videos of Papoose talking about love and loyalty in contrast to a leaked video of Remy and Eazy. It's brutal, deliberate, and going viral. Meanwhile, Papoose has reportedly moved out of their shared house and into a separate apartment in New Jersey, and a neighbor says he's been spotted walking. According to another insider, he turned down a reality TV offer this week to speak his truth in public while wearing headphones and not talking to anyone. However, as rumors of a tell-all interview start to circulate, several networks are reportedly fighting behind the scenes for the first exclusive with him on streaming services, podcasts, and even major talk shows. One entertainment producer even stated, "If he talks, the internet breaks. This degree of betrayal since Lemonade." But what's even more shocking is the irony that Papoose, who stood in the background and applauded for Remy during her comeback, publicly forgave her legal past, raised their children, protected their home, and promoted their love, is now being treated like a supporting character in his own story. One viral comment perfectly captures this: "He gave her loyalty, and she was content." Looking ahead, there are rumors that Papoose is hiring a lawyer not only to get a divorce but also to preserve his reputation, citing defamation by association, emotional distress, and the unauthorized sharing of private footage that some believe may have been purposefully leaked by someone within Ray's team. If the bold Instagram quote, "Let them judge you, just don't let them stop you," this is a bold message from someone who just received the harshest punishment of all, shame from the internet. But here's what the saddest part is: that Papoose didn't walk away because he stopped loving her. Rather, he walked away because she already had the footage. The silence and whispers all convey a larger story about how love in the spotlight can turn into humiliation under a microscope. They are more than just a couple. They were a brand that was held up as a standard, and now that standard is gone, destroyed in one night, exposed by one tape, and remembered by one question that still haunts everyone watching. The world has seen the truth, so you've seen all. The footage, the whispers, the heartbreak, a man who gave everything and a woman who gave it to someone else. The silence, the smirks, and the 7-hour betrayal behind a hotel door. It wasn't just infidelity, it was exposure. Mistakes can become everyone's amusement. In this case, the breaking point was a hotel bed, a camera in the hallway, and two people who believed no one was watching. The plan was always there. Did Remy Ma fall into a moment or walk into it fully aware and easy? Was he just the temptation, or was he the backup plan all along? Most importantly, what would you have done if you were Papoose? Would you forgive, fight, or disappear? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. We're reading them all. If you moved, please subscribe because, believe us, more footage is coming. In reality though, it is just getting started. No lies in this realm of love and loyalty.